Good morning. This is a day in the life of a coffee roaster. I am a production roaster at Black and White Coffee Roasters in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I'm going to take you through a typical day. Today is a Monday. It starts off pretty early. It's around 7 a.m. right now. I'm the first one in. The roasters usually get here first. We get the machines warmed up. We make the coffee. I've got the 15 kilogram machine started. I'm going to warm it up now, and then I'll do the other two machines. So come along for a day of roasting. All three machines are warming up, so now I'm going to make the first pot of coffee. We like to go through our production coffees as the coffee we drink in the morning, so we get to know them a little bit better. We usually like to rest this coffee as well, so we know what it tastes like a couple weeks off the roast. So I'm going to brew up the pot. And now we wait. While we wait for the coffee to brew, I usually get set up for the day. So I am going to be roasting on the 15 kilogram machine here. The roast report is set by our supervisor and the head of production, so we're just waiting for those numbers to come in so I know how much to roast and what to roast. I'm grabbing my protein shake, my blender bottle here, and my water bottle. I'm going to fill those up so I am ready to go. I'm filming a day in the life of a coffee roaster. Pay no mind. All right, coffee is ready. Cheers. Coffee, protein shake, and water, the essential roaster beverages of the morning. And now we get to roasting. The time it took me to get ready and brew some coffee, the roast report is set, but now we just look at the computer, write down what coffees we roast, and then we get to roasting. Let's go. I'm going to take the written roast list and put it into Cropster, which is the software we use to control and track all of our roasts. We are ready to start scooping green. Machine is still warming up, so we'll get the first couple batches scooped and be ready to roast when the machine is ready to go. All right, the machine is warmed up. I'm going to load the coffee into the hopper, and we are going to get to roasting. Most of roasting coffee is trying to repeat the same steps over and over. I think of it as a giant Etch-a-Sketch. So I have a computer here that's telling me how I want the coffee to roast, and I have to push the button to make it roast in that way. It's 8 o'clock. I have 13 roasts. Sometimes we'll have closer to 16, 18 roasts. I think the other two machines also have 13. Each roast takes around 10 or so minutes, give or take, depending on the profile we have set for it. I'm anticipating being done around 12 or 12:30 perhaps, so we'll see how long the production roast day takes. After roasting, I move over to the production side, which is bagging coffee, putting the roasted coffee in bags and putting those bags into envelopes to ship out to people who've ordered the coffee. But right now, day in the life of the roaster is roasting the coffee. A lot of being a production roaster is standing around and watching the coffee roast, watching the computer read out of the coffee roasting to make sure that I'm making the right adjustments so that the coffee turns out the way we want it to. Looking at screens or machines. Most of what I do over the course of the morning. And drink my coffee. Done, on to the next one. onto the next roast. This one has just cooled, so I'm going to put it into a bucket with a label and send it down through the color sorter. We color sort all of our coffees. It helps us clean up the coffee. Another roast down, onto the third roast of the day. Also get a small sample of each coffee. Our quality control team tastes every production roast the next day. Another thing we do as production roaster, getting a little sample of each of the roasts. It is 11 o'clock and I'm just about to start my second to last batch of the day. We're moving through at a good pace today. Make sure to stay hydrated if you are also a production roaster. Try to drink at least one of these big Nalgene's before lunch and then one after lunch as well. Yeah, it's a 10-pounder. Yeah. Well, I thought that was going to be our last roast, but as sometimes happens, have one more roast to add to my day. So I'm going to go scoop that now and get it started, and then we'll be done with the roast day and move on to the production side. Alright, I just finished the last roast of the day. I'm going to get it out of the cooling tray into the bin, bring it down to the color sorter. I'll show you the color sorter when we go down there so you can see what that's about. Usually whoever works on the biggest machine, the 70-kilogram mooring, operates the workflow of the color sorter. So today that's Kevin. I'll show you what he's doing down there with the color sorter. I also just heard that the production cupping is ready to taste, so we're going to head into the cupping room and taste some coffees as well. Then it'll be lunchtime, then we'll head onto the production side and see what's next. Just put the roasted coffee into this hopper here, and it goes by a vacuum system up this tube and through the Bob the Pearl Mini, which is our color sorter. All the coffee goes through. There are lights in there that detect the color of the coffee. We set the parameter of what we want, like good coffee that we want. This is where the good coffee is coming out. It just helps us clean up the coffee a little bit. And then here, the Quakers or beans that got too dark or didn't roast properly get spit out there. And then all of the good stuff is out here. You can see how it's much more uniform. So we send all of the coffee through this machine. I'm going to get it all through now just to finish out the day, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Alright, the coffee is sorted and it's on to the production side. Now we're going to go taste the cupping. Cupping time. Sometimes all the production roasters will get to cup at the same time. Other times, depending on workflow and the demands of the roast day, we kind of have to pop in when we have the chance. So the cupping is a little bit cold right now, but it's a good opportunity to stay current on all of our coffee offerings, how they're aging, because some of them have been on our menu for a couple of weeks to a couple of months, and to get to know the new coffees. As you can see, we have quite a number of them. How many cups? 1, 2, 3, about 25 cups or so. It's a lot of coffees to keep track of. The way that we arrange them for production cupping generally is kind of the cleanest coffees at the beginning, and then we get a little bit funkier as we go along. And then the last coffees we have are some of our co-ferments. So right now we have a mango and a grape. That's just to help preserve our palate so we're not tasting something super wild, which would make it more difficult to taste the nuances of more delicate coffees. So that's how we arrange the production cupping. But yeah, this is a lot of coffees. Most places don't have this many coffees on the menu at a time. That's what makes being a production roaster here fun, because I get to roast so many different coffees. Another thing to note is that not all production roasters get to cup, and honestly, we don't get to cup every day here. It depends on workflow, the demands in the roastery, but it is one of my favorite things to get to do the cupping, because it's nice to know what we're putting out. But not all production roasters have that luxury. If you're a production roaster and you do or don't get to cup, let me know in the comments below, because I'd love to know. And now it's lunchtime. They buy us lunch every Monday, so it's Monday. We get Chipotle. Well, lunch is over, so now it is time to fulfill the orders. We have piles and piles of envelopes, and these are all of the coffees that we roasted and bagged today. So now, as part of my production shift, I fill the orders along with the production team. We've got a lot of orders to fill. It is 3 o'clock and we are done packing up all of the orders. They are in the van there, so the guys are going to take that to the post office. We also have the UPS stuff here, all packaged up, and deliveries ready to go out. So this is actually a pretty early day for a Monday. Usually Mondays we're here until 4:30, sometimes 5 o'clock. Now it's time to clean up. We're going to kind of pick up the pallets, sweep, close up the day. All the chaff that builds up throughout the roasting day, the pieces of silver skin that come off of the beans during roasting. So I put this into the compost. Well, it's 3:30 and our day has already wrapped up. Usually we're here from 7 a.m. till around 4 or 5 p.m., but we sped through the day and got everything done a little bit early today. So let's get on with the rest of the day. I'm gonna go home for a little while, then go to a CrossFit class. I like to do CrossFit or yoga a couple times a week because roasting is a very physical job. So the combination of strength building and flexibility stretching really helps me get through the long roast days. Do that, I'll have some dinner, I'll hang out at my house, I have some more videos to edit, and I'll go to sleep and be at it again tomorrow. That is a day in the life of a coffee roaster. If you have questions, put them in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you thought of a typical workday. If you are a production roaster, let me know what your workday looks like down in the comments below. Then make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more coffee content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna go have the rest of my day. Happy roasting. Cheers.